Hey guys, it's Jennifer. Just wanted to come on today and give kind of like an overview for the month of November. It just seems like there's been some really huge changes, just almost like instantly, like, like almost like a switch or something just happened, and it's almost like a. This sounds crazy, but the words I keep getting are like a cosmic reset. And so I just wanted to come on today. I was just on in my membership group, and the reading just seemed to really make sense, and I felt like I needed to get it out to everybody today, just to give you an idea of kind of what's happening, or what it feels like is happening, so that you know that you're not alone, and that if you're in this place of reset or the unknown, like kind of like we're going into uncharted territory, or like we're moving forward but we don't really know what we're moving forward into. um, that's kind of the basic overall energy of what we all of us on the call actually were feeling, and why I decided it would be kind of important to bring it to everybody today, just as kind of an overall theme for November. First of all, try your best to be in the moment with whatever you're doing. I feel like my guys are trying to tell us that there's going to be a lot of unknown, or feeling of not really sure where you're going or what's going on or what you're doing, or those kind of things, like just that unsure. And it was kind of funny earlier because they were talking about kind of like going into no man's land. Like there's something about being unsure of what kind of energy that we're moving into, and I feel like there's like some kind of a almost like a reset button. But that being said, the cards that came out today, it was interesting that there were so many major arcanas that came up. So the first card is Archangel Zadkiel. And again, it's interesting too that all of it is all three. There's three of the cards that are purple, which to me is always about your own intuition and following that. And then with this card, I'm almost feeling a little bit of like healing the past. There's some energy there of healing the past and letting go of that, so that you can move into whatever this new is. But this very first card here with Archangel Zadkiel, it's talking about finding the balance, and it's time for moderation and compromise. So again, on the call today, we were talking about just taking a breath and being in the moment, looking at things through maybe different lenses, and trying to see perspectives of other people. Like really kind of like looking at things through a different point of view than maybe you normally would, or a different point of view from what you feel, or like taking time to really look at diversity, um, and being okay with opposing views. You know what I mean? Like being okay if everybody doesn't exactly feel the same way, that's okay, but maybe have some respect, or some at least consideration for other energies as well, and how other people feel, and what the best approach is going to be moving forward. Sometimes I think we only want to remember what we think is our own truth and our right, like what's right for us, and which is right. Like you want to be in a space of what's right for you and whatever, but when you're looking back on things, like was it really that big of a deal, or was it really that hard of a stance, or were they really that wrong? Does that make sense? Like maybe looking at things through, okay, maybe I've forgotten the details, or maybe the details are more intense because I was so emotional, or something like that. But anyway, I feel like there's something to be said right now, but this energy about moving forward in this month of November in a balanced and like an open perspective, right? So the card itself talks about success that comes from objective compromise. So, and it also talks about self-control and patience, and then again, forgiving and healing energy. So all of those things are right. It's just interesting that it feels like it really, as we move forward into November, to really take a balanced approach to everything. So take a balanced approach to the way you're using energy, the way you're giving energy, being in the moment as much as you can. And just really kind of coming from that place of objectivity, right? Like being open to other ideas and things like that. The next card is the Justice card, which is kind of about balance, right? Which when I talk about balance, I always tell people balance isn't actually an active word. Like there's always an aspect of an actual motion or movement. Like balance, it's really hard to keep something completely balanced. There's usually some sway one way or the other. But I do feel like things are coming back into balance, and maybe part of this energy today of this just kind of moving into the unknown is just having a balanced approach within yourself. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're getting enough of all of the things you need to keep your physical body, your emotional body, um, your mental body all in a place of balance. Oh, excuse me. Um, I really feel like this is saying that the right decisions are going to be made. But what's really interesting to me is I know the card and the justice thing usually means something a little bit different than what I'm feeling right now. I really feel like with this right now, it's really asking us to keep our balanced emotions, and not go into fear of the unknown or what's coming, because I do feel like that's kind of a little bit of what this is like. We're moving into the unknown, and I don't even know how to explain it, and I can't because I don't know what it is. Which is, kind of crazy, because it really does feel like we're moving into a new energy that I can't really explain. But I feel like there's a lot of us feeling that way. So make your decisions one step at a time. um Keep the idea of the openness again, um and really just know that kindness and justice are, like, for everybody involved, is always the best way to move forward. So whatever you're moving into for yourself, be in that place of openness of, okay, what's going to be the best thing for everybody in this situation, and what's the best way for me to move forward, and to be in a place of moving forward without being in fear, but also being cautious, and not really, like, not cautious, but just paying attention to what your steps are, so that you're intentionally creating in your life instead of just kind of letting life happen. I feel like there's some aspect of this of, like, okay, we're going into the unknown, but it'd be good if you were a little bit prepared to not be afraid to take the steps. So if that resonates, just being in that space of knowing that you're moving forward, keeping yourself balanced so that you're able to handle whatever's coming, right? Because the more that you can stay balanced in your own body, physically, emotionally, mentally, the easier it's going to be to take the steps that we're moving into in this spiritual phase. Because I feel like there's such a spiritual awakening happening for so many people right now. And I feel like the angels are asking us to really take a balanced approach to that, and to move forward without fear, even though we don't know what's coming. Like, just trust that it's all going to be okay, and try not to get so wrapped up into, I feel like the media is going to kind of make things seem a little bit scarier than it really is. um, the Five of Raphael is talking about everything happens for a reason. The interesting thing about this too is I've been talking to a lot of people, and it seems like there's been a lot of this, like, nostalgic energy, which is good, but I feel like there's such a huge, we're stepping into whatever this new doorway is. And like I said, it feels like a cosmic reset on some level. And I feel like that's kind of what this card is saying, is it's okay to let everything else be, like, whatever happened in the past happened in the past, like, move forward into this new energy. Um, it's okay to remember, but don't hold on to things so much that you can't move forward, and don't look back on things with rose-colored glasses. Like, try to be realistic about what the past was, and be ready to embrace what's coming in the future. So again, everything happens for a reason. Try to look for the positivity, look for the silver lining, look for joy and happiness. And again, I think if you're being balanced, you'll be able to do that a little bit better. And then the overall card, like, I kind of asked for, like, a theme of, like, what's, like, a theme card for this and what's going on. And it's the Empress, which this card is telling us it's time to create. And what was interesting, again, in my membership group this morning, I was talking to everybody, and I said, I just felt like my guides this morning were saying, you've kind of been on autopilot. And I feel like a lot of people have. There's been so many things happening over the summer, but I feel like it's time to not really be on autopilot anymore. And I think it's time to start getting a little bit more clear and focused on what we're creating. Okay, it's okay to be there sometimes and to be on autopilot, but I feel like the idea of conscious creating in your life right now is going to be really big. So what are your goals? What are what do you want to create? What do you want your life to look like? All of those kind of things are going to be important for you to kind of focus on. And, like, what do you want your family life to look like? What do you want your job to look like? What do you want for, whatever the new year to come, even because we're going to be moving into new energy. But like I said, I feel like in October, or I'm like, October was like a really weird, almost like an ending month, which I don't even know how to explain that, but that's what it feels like to me. And it's almost like a switch. And now we're moving into November, into this new energy. And it's like, move into this new energy, even though you don't know where you're going, like you can have some say, so to speak, right? Like use the law of attraction and do those things where you meditate or you pray about or you get clear on what you want in life, so that you're actually taking an active part of creating your life instead of just being victim to what happens, right? So I feel like the whole idea of the victim mode of, oh, life just happens to me, is kind of like we can't play that game anymore. And like it's time to really be active in creating what we want in life. So like just being in that space of, what do I really want, what's that going to look like, how's that going to show up in the world, those kind of things, like just an active idea of how to actually start creating the life that you want, right? So maybe look at the things right now of where am I just kind of on autopilot, how can I be a little bit more intentional about what I want in my life. Just those kind of things I think are going to be very positive moving forward. um, and I just feel like it's time to embrace that. So even though we're kind of in this place where, you know let's have some self-control and some patience, let's look at things and move forward in a balanced way, let go of the past, of just let go of the past. Really, it's that simple. Like it's time to really, we can't carry, it's almost like we can't carry anything forward anymore. We need to just let the past be, and take the lessons from it, but that's all, leave all that rest behind. And then let's get creative and really move into what we want life to be. I think we have a lot more power in being creative and intentionally creating what we want in our life than we realize sometimes. So anyway, that's it for today. I just wanted to, like I said, this was the reading from my membership group, but I just felt like it was important to share it with everybody today. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Of course, like and subscribe if you like my YouTube channel. I usually just talk about whatever spirit leads me to talk about. So this is a new one for me. I've never done cards on YouTube before, but I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully we'll talk to everybody soon.